Hey guys, Jake here. I'm new to the faith and I was wondering, if you don't know the consequences for your actions, why should you go to hell? I could have easily been sent to hell for some of the things I've done before. Oh, let me reread that. I could have easily been sent to hell for some of the things I've done before I was saved, and I wouldn't have had no idea. I'm struggling to stick to something that seems so unforgiving. What do you guys think about hell? Okay, that's not a too foreign of a question. Any thoughts off rip about hell? How you feel about hell?
What the hell? Oh my goodness. What do I think about hell?
Yeah,
Oh, where do I start?
that's what I'm saying. I know it's I know our both of our conceptions of hell have evolved over the years. I kind of want to know where you at though, because I feel like you believed in it in a different way than I did.
Okay, well, yeah. So if I tell you about the hell I believed in growing up, Jake, you're right. You're going to hell. So what happens is there's this place that's set aside for people that fail to achieve this high standard of living. Well, you got to believe a certain way. You got to believe in Jesus, and you got to say the sinner's prayer. And if you do all these things right, that gets you in. Because I don't know if you know it, there's people that's in and there's people that's out
Of
of
You talking about that gets you in heaven?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, get you saved. You got to get saved in order to miss hell.
Yeah.
So then you got to ask yourself, what are you being saved from? So obviously Jesus comes to save you from God, because he's the one that's going to send you to hell for being bad. And yeah, so that's kind of a scary picture there. But Jake, I got good news for you. It's really not that way. As far as I'm concerned, hell is a state of mind. It's not really a physical place. It is something that you can live out right now when you live alienated from the presence of God. God is always with you, but when you ignore him or just don't even know who you are, you can feel like you're living in hell. Things can be hellish for you. So, and I know you always get the question like, well, what about people like Hitler? Isn't he going to hell? My question back at you, is there anybody too bad, too broken for God to restore? That's my question.
I think the immediate question would be, what if that person don't want to be restored? What if they want to stay broken, stay breaking stuff?
Yeah, that's absolutely possible. But God's love is relentless. And even when we die, he says death will not separate us from us. So he never stops pursuing us. So if it's God's will that none should perish, should die, and be without him, I would say God wins in the end. That's just me. So this hell place can go to hell.
I don't even want to say nothing after that. Well, yeah, you answered that pretty quick. Do I have any thoughts on hell? I have the same thoughts on hell. I think I'll take it a little step further. I think some of the new words we come up with, the struggles we have today, say like the word depression. That's a big, broad word. I think maybe 200 years ago, people talking about hell, maybe that was just how they describing depression or something like that. So that's kind of how I see hell right now. That may change. I may have a different concept later, but that's how I kind of see it right now. I'm trying to think if I've seen it any other way. I feel like I was one of those people who was like, yeah, hell is a metaphor. I know I've said that before. I don't know what I was thinking though. I think back then I was thinking about it more when I said it was like a metaphor, I actually meant that it was like a fake place. Not a fake. It's something that if you're an author of a fictional book, cartoon, whatever, you telling a story, you would make up a place called hell just to serve, just to tell a story. So that's what I think I meant back then. But now it's more real than ever. But like I said, it's more real in the sense that, hey, it's more similar to what people would call like depression nowadays, stuff like that. So
yeah.
But yeah, Jake from State Farm. Hopefully that helps. I know these things can be hard to grasp, and it's really hard to grasp because you have such a big, the concept of hell, the really religious, fundamental Christian version of hell is very gripping, kind of, to some people. I'll say that. And so
it controls people. Because
definitely.
If you think that you're going to go to this place because you don't perform at a certain level, it can control what you say, what you do, and that in itself has to be hell.
You know what's funny is just like listening to, I don't know, this is not funny, but it's just how fast I'll say a fundamentalist Christian type will say, hey, you're going to hell. And it's just, if you don't believe in that, just hearing that from the outside looking in, telling someone they are going to hell it's not even funny, but it is funny.
That happened to me. True story. We were attending a Church of Christ. Mm-hmm. And even though I had been baptized in their denomination, you have to be baptized in their church.
Yeah.
Okay. And so we were talking about it, and it was like 10 o'clock at night. They came to the house and they said, if you died tonight, would you go to heaven? And they said, no, you would go to hell because you haven't been baptized in the Church of Christ. And I was like, well, I've already been baptized. And baptism, what does that change? But they convinced me. They pulled out the Bible and showed me scriptures that if I had died that night, I was going to go to hell. We got up, got dressed. We went to this small Church of Christ, and they filled this pool with cold water. And me and your dad got baptized.
I kind of remember you telling me that story. But that was just based off the fear?
Yes. They instilled fear in me, and I went and got baptized.
How many people, if the world took a survey right now, do you think in the whole world believes in hell? What would you say? How many? There's like 8 billion people right now, right?
I don't think a lot of people really believe in hell.
You're
because
crazy. Yes, they do.
No, they can't, because you know what? If you really believed this whole concept of hell, you would be out talking about not going to your family and your friends, because you got to think about what hell is.
They do.
It's a destination that you're going to go to, and you're going to burn forever in conscious torment. You're going to be aware that you are being tormented. You don't burn up. You don't go to sleep.
That's crazy.
This is eternal.
Yeah.
You know.
You can't fathom that though. So that's like,
if you really thought that was going to happen to a friend or a family member, you would be on the phone right now and say, hey, if you died tonight, what's your destination? Are you going to heaven?
but people do that though. Like,
or are you going to hell?
people do that. They are on the phone. They are in person. They are talking to people that they do not know. Random people on the street. Hey, if you don't act like this, I see you wearing all black, and you got your little tattoos. Listen, if you don't straighten up right now, I can tell you exactly where you going. That's what happens. And there's a lot of people. I just came across something. This was in an English speaking country but it was just like a mass of people who had some like voodoo dolls lined up. Mm-hmm. And they were just, it seemed very just scared of what was going on. I'm just like, man, I wonder how many people around the world are still afraid. And the fact, well, it's not a fact, but just think about how hell, if you believe in that hell, the Bible hell, think about how it makes you think. I kind of heard myself laugh at one of these little parts. I think you mentioned something about hell, and I laughed. Somebody will listen to that and think I was evil just because I chuckled. Mm-hmm. And it's like, bro, you need to loosen up.
Yeah. What
does your day look like? Again, I just want to know what these people. I know what it looks like.
You can't live life when you are afraid all the time.
I like that. It just resonated on a different level, like outside of that. You're right. Thought about that earlier. I almost want to show you my phone. I feel like I have that sentence in my phone that I wrote today.
So, the opposite is God is love.
Ooh, so do you believe in heaven?
I believe heaven is now.
Really?
Yes, absolutely.
For everyone?
For everyone. The only difference is it's people that have become aware of the love of God. And then there's those that don't know or understand.
Is that the majority of people, you think?
I think the majority of people don't really know who they are. But I really feel like something is shifting right now.
Is there a way you can tell can you look at somebody and be like, oh, I can tell that, like, is there a way you can tell somebody?
I do see people sometimes and I can see a light. And what that means is something on their face, their countenance. Mm-hmm. It's like, something's different about that person. And it's rare that I see somebody that looks like a ray of sunshine, really. And sometimes you want to ask them, what's got you feeling that way? What's got that funny looking smile on your face that you can't wipe off?
Don't they call it the glow?
Something.
Right? Don't they call it the glow? Like, oh, you glowing.
I believe it could be a glow, but there are some people out there that appear to be aware of who they are, and they're actually living their life now. Like when God says he comes to give you life and give it to you more abundantly. I think there are people that are living like heaven is now.
Like Joel.
And we will, our bodies will change when we transition.
What do you mean?
I believe there's going to come a time when we shed this physical body, of course, when people die, the natural death, and that when we are transformed, when we get a new body, what is called a glorified body, a better body, that there will become a time when we'll be more aware of that.
Why do you believe that?
Because I do believe in God, and I think that was the reason Jesus came, is to show us that, to give us something we could see it, so that we could believe it. I mean, he did it all. He kind of like enacted everything that we're going to go through. Like he showed us that when you die, that's okay. That's not the end. Mm-hmm. When they bury you, that's okay. That's not the end, because you're going to get up. Just like I did. And you're going to get a new body.
I kind of never looked at it like that. I mean, I had a similar, I read the Jesus story, and I just never really thought about it like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I mean, okay. God loved us enough. Jesus said, okay, I'm going to show you that this is real. I'm going to live it out. And because you are human, one day you are going to die, but you're gonna.
Man, that's a good story.
Yeah.
For real, that kind of makes me like it. Not that
Yeah, it's okay. You're going to rise again. You're going to get a better body. And that life, I used to think we had to wait to start participating in that. But now I don't believe we have to wait. I don't have to wait until I die the physical death. I can start to enjoy who I am now, that I participate in my life with God, with Jesus, with the Holy Spirit, that I get to participate in life now. And the more I participate, the more I'm going to look like that glow.
So I don't want to make this video too long. I just had one more question. So, because just listening to you describe heaven, you say you can live in heaven now, hell can be now. But then you went on to saying after we die, we still experience heaven on another level. What about the hell on another level?
After we die, we can still experience hell.
Meaning?
Because God makes it clear. He said death will not separate us from him. He's still going to be there. If you have never come to terms with who God is, who you are, even after you leave here, he's still having a conversation with you. He's still there. Because he still loves you. You're still his child. He said, I never give up on you. Nothing's going to separate us.
Well, okay. I wonder what he would be saying.
Nothing. He would be saying, I'm crazy about you. You're the apple of my eye.
What would it take to get out? Like, I can't do much else in hell. Why don't you just not send me, bruh? Dang.
He's not sending anyone to hell.
You got me.
Yeah. Again, it's all in your head.
Well, obviously it's not, though. If you just said we get a glorified body, then.
Right. We do get a new body.
Oh, so the whole goal is to get outside of our head is. Nah, let me not put words in your mouth. That ain't what you're saying. I kind of see it like that, though. Like, even now, the big struggle with everybody, I feel like, is they don't want to be in their own head. They don't want to overthink. They just don't want to think about certain things. That's why, that's why drugs is so, like.
Maybe that's the thing with the glorified body part. Mm-hmm. Maybe that doesn't happen for some until their minds are transformed.
Okay.
I don't know.
Interesting theories here.
Yep. Speculation right there. Because I never thought this far. So that's what I like about doing this.
Yeah.
Is you just gave me I don't really know.
Took it to the edge. And that was Jake, right?
That was Jake from State Farm.
Shout out Jake. Shout out to
Thanks for the question.
Yep. And make sure you guys, as always, every video there will be a link in the description to the email. If you ever got a question, man, type it out and we'll get to it. So we'll see you guys on the next one.
Okay.
All right.
Bye.